Have you ever finished a trading day flat, with no big loss, no big win, and still felt like you failed? Not, hey, I didn't make money today. Oh well. More like a low-grade irritation that sticks to you. A sense that you wasted the day. A feeling that you should have done more, caught more, proved more. This episode is about that annoying emotional feeling, because flat day frustration is one of the most common emotional traps in trading, and it quietly wrecks discipline, especially for traders who are actually getting better. Here's the strange part. A flat day is often a sign of maturity, but it rarely feels that way. It feels like you missed something, like you weren't sharp, like you were passive, like you were behind. And if you don't understand why that feeling shows up, you'll eventually try to fix it the wrong way by forcing trades, lowering standards, or pushing size when you shouldn't. So let's break it down calmly and precisely. A flat day feels like failure for one primary reason. Your brain wants a clear narrative. Humans don't like ambiguity. We like closure. We want the day to end with a verdict. Win equals success. Loss equals failure. But flat is unclear. Flat means nothing happened, and the brain hates that. It starts searching for meaning. And when the brain searches for meaning, it tends to create a story that protects ego and reduces uncertainty. That story often sounds like this. I should have made some money today. I didn't capitalize. I wasn't aggressive enough. I missed the move. I wasted time. Notice how none of those statements are about execution quality. They're about emotional discomfort with ambiguity. A flat day is a day without a dopamine hit. If you win, you get a reward signal. If you lose, you get a strong signal too. Painful, but clear. Flat days give you neither. So the brain tries to manufacture stimulation. It looks for something to label as a problem, because a problem feels more controllable than nothing. That's the first layer. The second layer is identity. Most traders, especially those who care deeply about improvement, carry an unspoken identity contract. A good trader makes money. Even if you intellectually know trading is probabilistic, the emotional identity still expects a measurable outcome. So when you're flat, the identity feels threatened. Not because you did something wrong, but because you can't point to a result and say, see, I'm good at this. This is why flat days trigger a subtle need to prove yourself. You feel like you need a trade, any trade, just to feel like a trader again. And that's exactly the trap. Because the market doesn't pay you for needing proof. It pays you for patience, selection, and execution. Flat days often happen because the market didn't present your edge, or you correctly avoided conditions that would have baited you into low-quality decisions. That is not failure. That is professionalism. But professionalism rarely feels exciting. It feels quiet. It feels boring. And if your nervous system is still addicted to stimulation, quiet feels wrong. So here's the most important reframe in this episode. A flat day is not a failure. A flat day is often a successful day with no payout. Let that land. Success and payout are not the same thing. In trading, you can do everything right and get paid later. You can do everything wrong and get paid today. That's what makes trading psychologically hard. So if you judge your day solely by profits and losses, you will be emotionally manipulated by randomness. And randomness will pull you into behaviors that destroy long-term consistency. Now, let's get practical. There are 3 distinct types of flat days, and they require different mental responses. Type 1, the no setup flat day. The market simply didn't offer your clean opportunities. You watched, you waited, you passed, you finished flat. This is the kind of flat day most traders claim they want, but emotionally struggle to tolerate. Because the mind keeps whispering, you could have done something. But here's the truth. If your edge wasn't present, the best trade was no trade. That day is a win for discipline. Type 2, The small win, small loss, flat day. You took a clean trade, maybe two. One worked, one didn't. You followed your rules. You ended flat. This day often feels frustrating because it feels like effort without reward. You did the work and got nothing. But this is one of the most realistic outcomes in a probabilistic game. It's literally what the distribution looks like over time. If you can't tolerate this day, you can't tolerate trading. Because professional trading is not a series of wins. It's a series of correct decisions, some of which get paid, some of which don't, and many of which cancel each other out. Type 3. The missed opportunity flat day. You watched a move happen without you. Or you entered and exited early. Or you hesitated. Or you were too cautious. This type is where the emotional spike comes from, because it feels like you were close. Close is painful. Close triggers counterfactual thinking. If I had just done X. And that, if I had just, loop can poison the rest of your week if you let it. So the first step is identifying which type of flat day you had, because each type has a different lesson. Now let's talk about why flat days specifically lead to overtrading. A flat day creates an emotional vacuum. No reward, no closure, no proof. So the brain tries to fill the vacuum. It starts scanning harder, lowering standards, looking for something. And because you're not down, you don't feel the same fear. You feel safe enough to take risk. This is why flat days are dangerous. They make you think you can just take one. They make you believe the downside is low, but the downside isn't the loss. The downside is behavioral drift. Every time you take a trade you didn't plan because you wanted the day to feel productive, you train your brain to associate boredom with action. You build an addiction loop. And over months, that loop becomes your biggest leak. So what's the fix? The fix is to redefine what productive means in trading. Productive in trading does not mean active. Productive means aligned. Aligned with your process. Aligned with your time window. Aligned with your edge. Aligned with your risk limits. Aligned with your emotional state. A flat day where you stayed aligned is more productive than a green day you achieved by breaking rules, because the aligned day compounds. The rule-breaking day creates future instability. Here's a simple practice that changes everything: the process score. At the end of each day, you score yourself on process, not profits and losses. Pick 4 categories. Did I only take trades that met my criteria? Did I manage risk exactly as planned? Did I respect my stop time and boundaries? Did I stay emotionally neutral, or did I chase relief? Score each from 0 to 2.0 means no. 1 means somewhat. 2 means yes. Your daily score is out of 8. If you score 7 or 8 on a flat day, that day is a high-quality day. Period. This gives your brain closure without needing money. It gives you a verdict that is actually under your control. And when your brain has a verdict, it stops searching for meaning in the wrong places. Another key fix: plan your flat days in advance. That sounds weird, but it works. Before the session, tell yourself, today might be a flat day, and that would be acceptable. When you pre-approve flat outcomes, they stop feeling like surprises. Surprises are what trigger emotional reactions. If you accept the possibility of a flat day before you start, you don't need to fix it later. Now let's handle the missed move version, because that's the one that really stings. When you miss a move and end flat, the pain isn't the money you didn't make. It's the story you tell yourself. I'm always missing it. I can't execute. I'm not built for this. That story is what makes a single day feel like an identity threat. So the reframe is this: missing is part of the distribution. If you are selective, you will miss moves. That is the cost of being professional. You can't be selective and also catch everything. Those goals conflict. So instead of asking, how do I never miss? Ask, how do I miss without spiraling? Here's a practical tool, the miss log. If you miss a trade, write one sentence. I missed this because of X. Be honest. Maybe it was hesitation. Maybe it was rules. Maybe it was a lack of clarity. Maybe it was emotional fatigue. Then write one improvement. Next time, I will do X. One sentence, not a novel. No self-punishment. The point is to convert regret into training. Regret without training becomes shame. Training becomes progress. Now I want to address a deeper piece. Flat days expose your relationship with time. A lot of traders secretly believe that if they show up, they should be paid. They treat time at the screen like labor. But trading is not paid by hours. It's paid by conditions. You can be at the screen for 4 hours and have nothing to do. You can be at the screen for 10 minutes and make your week. That reality can feel unfair if you're still measuring value by effort. Flat days trigger that unfair feeling. So the long-term fix is shifting from an hourly worker mindset to an investor mindset. You are not an hourly employee of the market. You are a decision maker. And decision makers get paid when they make the right decisions in the right conditions. Sometimes the right decision is not trading. That's not laziness. That's skill. Here's a simple flat day menu you can use when you feel that itch to force something. Option 1. Set an alert at your key area and step away until it hits. Option 2. Do a 5-minute review of your last 2 trades and look only for process alignment, no outcome analysis. Option 3. Write the next valid setup conditions in one sentence. I trade only if price reaches X and prints Z. Option 4. End the session early and bank the most valuable thing you can bank, mental capital. The goal is to give your brain a substitute for action, something that feels purposeful without adding risk. Because your brain doesn't actually need a trade. It needs closure. It needs a sense that the day wasn't wasted. So you give it a professional form of closure that doesn't cost you discipline. So here's the final reframe to take with you. A flat day is only a failure if you abandon your process to escape discomfort. If you stayed aligned, a flat day is a win for discipline, even if it didn't pay today. That's the trader's hidden edge. Tell us, do flat days frustrate you more or less than losing days? Respond in the comments section below. If this episode helped you, hit the like button and subscribe for more trading psychology. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.